Hello, I'm the Hardcore Kid. Hardcore enough to review kid stuff. And so, after reviewing an awesome animated movie and a horribly horrible sequel, I think it's about time we finished off Don Bluth Month by taking a look at An American Tail. Released in 1986, An American Tail is a story about a family of Jewish mice called the Mousekowitz, taking a boat to America in a way to escape from the evil hands of Soviet Russia. However, their youngest son, Fievel, is swept overboard in a storm, and spends the rest of the movie traveling the streets of New York trying to find his family. It was a bit more sugar-coated than most of Bluth's films, but it instantly became a classic. Then the sequels came along, Fievel Goes West being the first. But you know, as much as people say, Fievel Goes West isn't really that bad of a movie. Yes, it's not very good, but somehow it manages to still have some of the same qualities as the original. The animation still looks nitty-gritty, and the music is pretty good too.
Tell me you will never roam.
Swear we won't go roaming.
You'll be by your fireside.
We'll all be home sweet home. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But then again, it is kind of cliche, and it does borrow quite a lot of elements from other Western films, from the shootouts to bar fights. So it really doesn't go all out to make any kind of new impact. It's just another unnecessary sequel to add to the shelf. Now with that said, I'm not here to talk about Fievel Goes West. Instead, I want to talk about the TV series based off of it, Fievel's American Tales. Fievel's American Tales was a Saturday morning cartoon show that aired on CBS in the fall of 1992. It revolves around Fievel, Tiger, and the rest of the mice having adventures way out west while trying to foil the schemes of the devious Caterwaul and his gang. Yeah, and I mean awesome adventures. Adventures so awesome that it actually makes it seem like the creators actually recycled the same plot of the movie and rewrote it over and over again to make it look like a logical series! I shit you not, Stephen Hawking. That's pretty much what this show is. The exact same plot as Fievel Goes West, with just different storylines mashed in to give it quote-unquote variety. Like how about that one episode of Fievel the Lonesome Ranger, where Fievel gets left behind by his family who go to the Cheese Festival, and then gets chased by Caterwaul. Or hey, how about Babysitting Blues, where Baby Yasha goes wandering around the town and then gets in trouble with Caterwaul. But oh, here's my favorite, The Case of the Hiccups, where Fievel takes candy from a stranger and gives it to everybody, including his parents, which causes them all to get the hiccups, like some kind of mad cow disease. Oh yeah, and then they all get kidnapped by Caterwaul. What a friggin' massacre. But instead of reviewing all 13 episodes, I'm going to save you guys the trouble and just review one episode. And trust me, it's worth it. This episode is entitled The Legend of Mouse Hollow. Yeah, it really rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Just roll the clip. This episode starts out with Mrs. Mousekowitz fitting Tanya for a dress.
How do I look?
Oh, my. No wonder she's the star of the school play.
Yes, you heard him right. This episode is all about Fievel and Tanya getting ready for a play at their school entitled The Legend of Mouse Hollow. Tanya is the star, and Fievel is the shroom.
Whoa! Oh, oh! Fievel must boom.
Aw, that was so adorable, it almost made me forget that they were actually looping the shot.
Oh, mushboom you, Yasha. Mushboom.
And now randomly repeating the sound clip again, even though the character's lips weren't moving. Jeez, I could do better effects in Windows Movie Maker than this megging mess. Ow! But hey, it wouldn't be Fievel's American Tales without the dastardly Caterwaul, along with his spider sidekick Chula, now voiced by Dan Castanella. They're working on a new machine that can package mice and drop them onto trains to deliver to cats all across the country.
Think of it, Chula. Mail-order mice. Fat, feisty, frontier rodents packaged and delivered alive to the doorsteps of city cats from coast to starving coast.
I'm so excited, I can't even bother to keep my eyes open. So the machine is tested on Chula, and he comes out packaged in a green box with 2 pink circles on the front. Seriously, what the hell are those things? Are they air holes? Is it some kind of decoration? Or are they the eyes of Aqualung, eyeing little mice with bad intent? Hey, Aqualung! Meanwhile, at the schoolhouse, the kid mice are all preparing for the play, being held by their fat mole rat teacher, Mr. Ironside.
I shall shave you.
Shame you?
Yeah, get your mind out of the gutters, you sick fucks. So Tanya starts rehearsing for her song, but Caterwaul hears her and then runs into her and Fievel a short time later.
Hello, my pretty.
Stay away from my sister, Caterwaul.
My dear Fievel, I assure you I mean her no harm, only good wishes. And a chance to sing tomorrow night in my greatest theatrical extravaganza ever. In other words, my dear little Tanya, I'm going to make you a star.
A star?
You know, I find it kind of funny how in the film, Caterwaul tried to turn Tanya into a diva as a distraction for his plot for the cats to eat all the mice. Here, he's basically doing the same thing. So how is it that Tanya isn't aware of his plan now, when she obviously found out about it last time? Does this movie have absolutely no connection to the film at all? Come on, you're supposed to be basing it off of a sequel to a good film. How can you not do the sequel justice? It doesn't make any sense. Cut to Mr. Ironside, looking for props in a dark forest. Well, where the hell is this? Doesn't the show take place in a desert? Where the heck did a forest come from? Suddenly, he sees... No, not just any cat.
The headless horse cat.
So Ironside makes a run for it, but runs right into Caterwaul's machine and ends up in a box with the scary pink circles, which randomly keep switching places on the side like some demented man in the box. You know, I actually would include an Alice in Chains reference here, but considering how the artwork on the cover of Facelift looks better than the artwork in this show, I wouldn't risk it. Besides, combining the two together would be like the equivalent of throwing Barney into a Gwar concert. Which actually wouldn't be a bad idea.
Had to leave town. Play cancelled? Sorry, Mr. Ironside. Cancelled? Great!
Oh, I'm so sad that my clothes suddenly changed for no reason. Jeez, how AWOL can you get? So Tanya agrees to join Caterwaul's show, while Fievel and Tiger decide to go playing in the desert's woods, where they eventually find Ironside in the tree. They free him from the box, where he suddenly grows to be almost twice the size of the box he was in. Saturday morning cartoon indeed! This is like the laziest animation I've ever seen in my life. Is there seriously anything in this show that defines good?
Used to dream in the dark of the night.
Of course. Probably one of the biggest factors of the entire American Tail universe has to be hearing Tanya Mouskowitz sing. Even though she didn't play Tanya in the original film, I believe Kathy Cavadini really does a great job of voicing her, as well as supplying her singing voice for Dreams to Dream and The Girl You Left Behind. I mean, really, she truly has a good voice. Makes me wonder what other voice roles she's had. Oh, fuck no. Meanwhile, Fievel has come up with a plan to foil Caterwaul, and he has Tiger confront him first.
Oh, it was awful, Mr. Caterwaul.
What, pray tell, Tiger?
Go! Don't tell me. Oh yeah, the headless horse dog.
The what?
The headless horse thing. I saw him out at Grizzly Gulch, bigger than mean. Hairy lips, lots of eyes, 3 huge teeth.
So let me get this straight, Tiger. You saw a headless horse dog with big eyes, hairy lips, and large teeth. Oh yeah, that really makes a lot of sense, right?
All this nonsensical talk is just like watching continuous reruns of Phineas and Ferb. It was completely meaningless and made my brain throw up. Wouldn't it make more sense to just...
Tulsi, how many times do we have to tell you? Making sense does not exist anymore.
So of course, Caterwaul and Chula run into...
The headless horse dog!
Oh, come on, really? If that thing is headless, then Stephen Baldwin is the most talented Baldwin brother. So the scaredy cat and Spider end up running right into their own trap and get sucked into the machine.
Boy, who'd have thought a whole cat could fit in a dinky little mouse box, huh, boss?
While considering you were able to fit a big fat mole inside one of your boxes really contradicts your statement, doesn't it, Krusty? So the two villains are loaded onto a flat truck of a train and sent away. But don't worry, because Caterwaul would still come back next episode to do the same shit he's been doing ever since the beginning. Whoopee! So they have the play, which lasts about 20 seconds, and everyone congratulates Fievel and Tanya backstage.
Oh, you are wonderful, dear.
Thank you, Mama.
And Fievel, don't worry. Someday you'll play a much bigger role than the mushroom. Right, Mr. Ironsides? Well, I think Fievel played a much bigger role than you realize, Mr. Moskowitz.
Soon, you'll get to play alongside Eric Idle as one of the many voices of Martin Brisby in Secret of NIMH 2. This episode and the rest of the TV show suck. The animation is unbelievably lazy, the plot is rehashed, the pacing is sluggish, and the only thing I found even remotely scary about this episode were the two magic evil pink circles that kept appearing on those stupid boxes. The voice actors do the best they can, but they're downsized by the stupidity of the script and extreme lack of any real jokes. But wait! It gets even better! Because in the next American Tail movie, it's revealed that all of Fievel's adventures in the Old West were all just a dream. Yes. So in the end, what did this mediocrity and this atrocity amount to?
Jack and shit. And Jack left town.
So hardcore headache for Fievel's American Tales. Even if you are an American Tail fan, I still wouldn't recommend this show. It's boring, stupid, and outright lazily made. You know, I've never really been a big fan of Westerns, but, you know, if I were to ever participate in one, I would do just one thing. Have a hoedown!
My God, MGM, you really have no shame. Most of the sequels that you do just bring me so much pain. They are so boring and crappy, they make me want to sleep. They ought to be tossed right out into a trash heap.
I love Dumbo's movies, that's always been the case. The sequels are so stupid, no talent, not a trace. The studios make money, it always nets them plenty. Now I have to go and watch The Land Before Time 20.
Oh, MGM, you've really killed the show. All of these sequels and these spin-offs really blow. Fievel's American Tales made my face turn blue, but at least it's not quite as smacked up as Secret of NIMH 2.
Secret of NIMH
2. Is the girl you left behind out there tonight romancing? Making eyes at someone else and singing, is she dancing? Oh, the girl you left behind,
miss my dinner, would you?
Push the teardrops in your eyes from secret she is keeping. Have fiddlers play until and dance the whole night away. Hope the girl you left behind will be there for you.
here, you
Someday
pointless
you'll
pig!
go with the flows, you know you'll always miss her. Lonely is a lover's heart, if only you could kiss her, kiss her, kiss her.
Bugger face!
California, still need them too darn hot. California, absence makes the heart go cold and makes the heart to wander. If you stay there by their side, you'll feel their hearts grow fonder.
Hope you see her someday. Hope I find my way back to the girl I left behind.